Today we're gonna show you a quick, easy way. Well, there is no quick and easy way, but we're going to show you how to kind of clean your condenser outside, because during the spring and summer months it gets pretty clogged up, especially with that cottonwood tree, especially this time of the year, especially if you live close to a lake. But there's a couple of things you want to look at before you even start. Number one, you want to make sure you turn the unit off inside. And if you don't want to turn it off inside, you can also turn it off out here. There's usually a disconnect if it was put in properly. They've got these disconnect boxes outside next to your unit. But the one thing you want to be careful of is check to make sure that no wasps have built a nest under it, which I've been bit a couple times. And then another thing is, see that little opening right there? Well, if you're not careful and this thing doesn't get closed all the way, wasps get up in there and they get through that little hole and they'll build a nest inside that thing, and then when you reach your hand over there to open this thing, they're going to come out and get you. So you want to make sure that you carefully pick that up. Make sure there's no wasp or bees or whatever else might be in there. Anyway, this one you can flip off out here. Okay, now the outside unit is off. The inside unit's still on. And then another place you want to look is down here, right here in this area. And you want to make sure that no wasps have built nests under there. And also you want to make sure you don't see any tracks of any fire ants, because fire ants get up inside there. If they do, don't pull this off. There's some high voltage in there. You want to get your AC guy to come over here and clean that out before they get into the contacts. So next thing is make sure your foam is in good shape. You can see where this is torn right here. That needs to be put together. We'll tie it with some wire ties. So you want to check all that. And then this one's fairly clean, but if you look up inside there, you're going to see a bunch of spider nets. You know, they usually fly around. See, like that right there, there's usually thousands of them. And they'll get inside on your coils and they'll restrict the airflow that these things need to keep everything cool and to make your unit work properly. This one's in great shape, but I'm still going to clean it out. See, here's an area right here. What happens is it clogs it all up. Now if you don't have these hail protectors and you got the open condenser, it stops up a lot easier than. And of course you want to make sure you come across in the back also. Another thing you want to make sure is you keep your vegetation cut back. You start at the top and just work your way down, row by row, and you don't have to get in a hurry. The first or the last thing to do is just check to make sure there's no limbs setting on top that could eventually fall through and stop your fan from running. Boy, that'll sure wake you up if you don't have any air in there, and plus it'll trip the breaker. Well, when you get through, just be sure to turn your unit back on, especially if you're outside. And then make sure your cover is closed all the way. Alrighty. Well, that's a pretty simple operation. It keeps from having to call the AC guy.